All right, we're back with another very special edition for you. Our special guest is a world renowned musician, guitar tech, a man about town, songwriter, background singer, and much more from the group Close Enemies. Please welcome Trace Foster.
Hey, what's going on,
Welcome.
brother?
Welcome. So
Thanks.
now I see Rain just came out.
Yeah,
We could use a little rain out here in Southern California. We don't get too much of that, you know.
you
I
can have
know.
all of our Tennessee rain. It's been
Oh my
torrential every
gosh.
day
I
since.
lived in Seattle, Vancouver. I know about rain. So it
Yeah,
feels good. You know, they just don't know how to drive in it out here in Cali. You know what I mean? They don't have enough practice. So
yeah. I
if we if
remember.
we
I remember the days.
if we
Oh
get
yeah,
a quarter inch, you know, they're flooding street corners, they're hydroplaning. It's insane.
I
But
remember how
this
everybody runs to the grocery store because there's rains coming. They got to get their bread and their
yeah,
milk.
you got to hunker down, man. We might
Yeah, I get it.
might be stuck, but we have Inside Out, we have Sound of a Train, we have Sweet Baby Jesus,
Yeah,
and of
man.
course Rain. And I know a quote from the band: "Rain urges us to rise above
Yep.
adversity and spark change, be bold, think big, and dream even bigger." It's a call to action amidst adversity to manifest a transformative shift. Those are some big words there, man.
Got
Tell
like
us.
we got like educated people
I
that work with
I
us, man.
got to get out my you know my thesaurus. Tell
Uh,
us tell us about you know what this song means to you.
Well, first off, I just want to say this song has taken off beyond our wildest dreams. It's been out like 4 days and it's already surpassed what I think all the other songs have done in total. It's amazing. We're just blown away. Our manager Denny Sanders has been telling us it's just, you guys are old and you've been around forever, but it's still a new band. So it's a gradual, it's a gradual thing. You got to work it. And we're just now like looking at numbers every day going, wow, people are really starting to really like what we're doing. They're starting to find us now. Rain is actually it's amazing because when what you just read is exactly true. Our singer Chasen Hampton wrote the lyrics to Rain, and he does a lot of charities and stuff, and he
Yeah.
had one where there was an inspirational speaker. He said this guy was in a wheelchair and he was doing his speech and he just said, "People, we need to make it rain," and he said that just really stuck with me, about this guy's in a wheelchair, and to him, it's like, we can rise above all of this stuff, especially in the world we live in now. How amazing, how it's perfect. It's very fitting.
Well, it is definitely a welcome song. You guys have a classic quality to you. Of course, so many veterans in the band, but it's got a freshness too. You know, it really, it's vibrant and, you know, it calls for a tour. It calls for more singles. And of course, the big question is, when is an album? Is there an album? When do we get
Oh,
the album? What is the
okay, yeah. There is an album.
Okay.
The album is actually recorded. It's all done. It's been done for 6, 8 months, but we made a conscious decision that we're not going to release it all at one time because the landscape that we're in now, you do that, people listen to it for 20 minutes and a day or two, and then they move on to something else. There's just so much information out there that we decided that we would really like people to maybe absorb a song for a while and then another song and then let us show you what we do and then we'll release the record. I know everybody really wants the record and it's coming out. We're looking at fall. We probably will have one more single. We put singles out every 6 weeks, probably one more single, and then the record should follow that. And then we are all, every one of us songwriters. I think we talked about it. We're all songwriters. So
Sure.
we are going to start working on the next record right away. I mean, it won't take long because we've already got about 10 songs that we started, and we made a decision to stop writing because we didn't want to forget about what we've already done.
Well, I figure, you know, you guys naturally write, you experience so much in your lives, you got a lot of things to draw from. You got
Yes.
your tour mates, your bandmates, Peter Stroud. Of course, you know him from Sheryl Crow and Don Henley. And of course, as you mentioned, Chasen Hampton. I remember him back in the day with The Party. I interviewed those guys back then on Disney and all that. It was an interesting time, early
Yeah.
'90s, and
Yeah.
of course, you have Tony Brock, my British brother from the Babies and Rod Stewart fame, and of course a little known bass player Tom Hamilton.
Yeah.
My gosh. Um, I was just listening to Jack Douglas talk about the story of recording Sweet Emotion,
Oh
with
yeah.
Jay Messina hitting, you got the all the layers, man, on that intro. How do you pull Sweet Emotion off live?
We do everything our own way, which is really weird because we're not trying to get any kind of Aerosmith comparisons. I mean, there's no way we could ever do that. We'll never be that band. Nobody ever will. That's five guys that did that thing amazing that they did. We're five guys that do other things. So we've made it our own. And it's of course it's the same song, but the energy's a little different. The way we attack it and approach it a little different. That's the only way you can really do it because it's just natural that different guys are going to play things differently. But it's fun. Oh my gosh, man, playing this. We do our encores of a couple Babies and a couple Aerosmith songs, and I got to tell you, it's pretty amazing. It's so much fun, that's for sure.
Yeah, I know there's a lot to draw from. Of course, you have this full album. You have, Tony's background, of course, Tom's catalog, and
Yeah,
then some. And of course, you've been associated with the Aerosmith band for how many years now?
almost 20 years with those guys. Yeah, I was Joe's guitar tech for almost 10 years. And then I've been in and out. And I've known Brad since the early 80s, since I was in high school. I mean, I've known those guys forever. And yeah, so I've been around one of those, so it was just natural to do. And I've played with those guys for years. So I actually know the whole show on guitar and bass, always did. And so you never know, during the COVID era, you never know what to expect. So um, just it was just natural to play with Tom, and it feels so good. That's all I can say. I mean, who wouldn't want to play with Tom Hamilton, right?
Sure. Well, kind of like a ball player, you got to have the reserves ready
Oh
at
man.
any moment's notice, man. My guy's got food poisoning.
Yeah. Well,
I
and
know
I've done,
COVID can.
Brad got COVID in rehearsals, so I filled in for him and I just management's like, look, we'll pay you to make sure you know this material because it's so expensive touring that the last thing you want to do is have to cancel a show. It's really it's just insane now how expensive ever since COVID especially it's tripled in most everything.
Yeah, you got the trucks, the crew, the unions, the hall, the advertising. Everything is
You got
already
people that
spent.
park the cars. You got people that sell popcorn. I mean, I was thinking about the other day, it goes so deep, not just your camp alone, when you're on a tour, especially that big, there's just so many other outside entities that people are, relying upon that money, especially because if you think about it, everybody needs to be paid. Everybody has bills.
Yeah, I mean they've scheduled that weeks, months, almost a
Yeah.
year in advance at sometimes, and
Yeah.
it's all dependent on that turnstile and the tickets to, ka-ching. And
Yeah.
once
That's
once
it.
that's pulled and they get an automatic refunds, so somebody's got to pay the price.
Yeah. Exactly. That's sad.
Yeah, it really is, and it of course was sad to see Aerosmith cancel their final tour, and I know the Black Crows were running in motion. They got a tour booked. No, we don't have a tour booked, and of course everybody involved with the Aerosmith crew. But
Well,
you know, it
For me, it was really weird. I don't think I've even told this story because I was in Los Angeles doing the last Stones record. I was working for Ronnie Wood.
yeah.
So I did the rehearsals for that last tour, but I was unable to do the first four shows, I think it was. So I was just finishing up the Stones record and getting ready to head out when they were like, it's done. And I was like, wow. So I didn't even get to do the last Aerosmith shows, which was really kind of, it sucks because I mean, I would have loved to have been there for Tom and been there for not just the guys. It's just something that I just felt like in all my years with those guys, I should have been able to do, but unfortunately, I wasn't able to.
Yeah, I mean, you always hope that there's a fitting farewell, a final
Yeah.
bow, it's
And that's not the way to
really,
go.
yeah, it's really disheartening to have this kind of footnote in history, like, well, the final tour never actually happened, and I know the tour before that, what they do, like 3 shows, 4 shows, and pulled it.
Yeah,
So
there's been a lot of problems leading up to all this, unfortunately. And again, it's we're not kids, we're not kids anymore. And those guys, let's face it, those guys have hit it hard for 50 years. It's like, what do you expect in reality? It's like, come on, man.
yeah, well, we want to encourage everyone not only to get out, support, of course, download all of that, not only
Yeah.
Close Enemies singles, but tour dates coming up. And I see you're even making it to the West Coast, the Golden State here.
Yes,
Whiskey a
we
Go Go
are.
Hollywood, 11:15, Coach House, San Juan Capistrano, 14th, and Sammy Hagar's spot, the Stage Red out in Fontana.
Yeah, we're going there, buddy. We're gonna rock that place.
Yeah,
We're
and
ready.
you're even hitting Fresno, Bakersfield, man. Roseville, Menlo Park. There's like a whole November Cali tour going on.
Well, we've been doing because I live in Nashville. Two of the guys live in Atlanta and two guys in Boston. So it's we basically have been starting in Nashville and we've been basing out of here. We've been doing like weekend warrior stuff. We'll head off
Yeah.
Thursday, do Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and come home on Sunday, and that we've been able to base ourselves out of here. And the next couple legs the same way. We'll do three and then come back, do three the next weekend, which works really well. But California is different. You're not going to jump in a vehicle in Tennessee and drive the gear to California and drive back in 2 days. It's too far. So that's why we're trying to get all of the California shows at once and kind of, be out there for 12 days or whatever it is. So,
Yeah, we can't wait. Cali is
well, I don't
hungry
know.
for you
The cool
guys.
thing is, so at the whiskey, was it the 14th is the whiskey? Whatever date the whiskey is. We are doing
Yep.
we're recording that live for a record day release for 2026, the first record day. So that's going
Oh,
to be a
fantastic.
really cool show. It's going to rock. I mean, we're by then we'll have played like 8 shows. It's going to be amazing. So hopefully everybody get out there and support us for that show because it's going to be really awesome. I mean, support all of them, but that one, is going to be really cool.
Yeah. Well, I see you're doing dates. You got LA Guns, something with
Yep.
Winger here, Tom Kiefer,
Yep.
Cinderella, and of course for all the dates and all that, go to the website. It's closeenemiestheband.com, and our special guest